The man simply added the fluorescent powder to the Sprite and stirred it. To his surprise, the smile that was invisible to the naked eye suddenly appeared under the ultraviolet light. So the man made a bold decision. He dipped a $1 million ancient coin in the solution, then anonymously mailed it to the largest museum in town. When the curator saw the rare coin, she unsuspectingly picked it up to study it, unaware that from the moment she touched the coin, she had already fallen into the trap the man had set. At the same time, the man's teammate was recording in the museum. On the surface, it was just a casual day of filming, but in reality he used a frequency laser device to trigger the heat-sensitive alarm system under the display case. Once the alarm was triggered, the Declaration of Independence inside was immediately sent back to the underground vault. When the curator learned of this, she rushed to the vault and opened the keypad, unknowingly leaving fluorescent powder on the keys. As she entered the vault to check the situation, her teammate snuck into the museum's control room, using a cutting machine to cut open a pipe. Then he inserted a pre-prepared controller into the pipe. Finding the surveillance line, he quickly plugged it into the museum's surveillance system. Once the computer cracked the security password, he quickly froze all the cameras. Meanwhile, Cage disguised himself as a maintenance worker, pretending to inspect the security system. He sneaked into the museum, then he changed out of his maintenance clothes in the restroom and became just another tourist. The reason Cage took this risk was to bring in the electric drill. Cage calmly entered the ongoing cocktail party, and as the curator shook his hand, he casually swapped his glass with hers. This way he easily obtained her fingerprint. Then Cage took out a self-sealing bag, and while no one was looking, rushed to the restroom. He dropped the fingerprint extract on a piece of medical cotton. As the reagent evaporated, the curator's fingerprint became clear, but the most crucial step was yet to come. Cage put on a fake thumb sleeve and extracted a clear fingerprint. He was now ready to use the copied fingerprint to open the elevator doors leading to the vault. But if it failed, special forces would immediately rush in. Fortunately, the elevator doors opened successfully, but Cage remained on high alert because there were still 8 minutes before the security patrol passed by. Cage quickly used the ultraviolet light to reveal the letters on the keypad. Once the teammate saw the letters, he cracked the correct sequence for the vault's password. When Cage entered the code, the 10-ton vault doors opened. Just as Cage was about to steal the Declaration of Independence, his teammate monitoring the outside suddenly lost signal. The unexpected glitch caught both of them off guard. Because there were too many screws on the frame, Cage had no choice but to take the entire frame. But as Cage waited for the elevator, the emergency exit across from him suddenly opened. It turned out this group was another gang of thieves, but unlike Cage's team, they were real murderers and were ready to snatch the Declaration from Cage.
What was that? Who's shooting?
Luckily, Cage reacted quickly. He hid in the elevator. He took apart the Declaration and hid it on himself. But as Cage was sneaking out of the museum, the curator spotted him. However, she didn't stop him because she also wanted to know if there was a legendary treasure map on the back of the Declaration.